Soledad Pizana came to the United States in 1996 from Temanas Chiuahah, Mexico. She says she escaped an abusive husband and gave her first daughter a chance at a better life.
I was abused ever since I was a child, since I was 10 years old, and when I got married, the abuse continued, and in reality my life has been very difficult. All my life I have suffered abuse. Coming here was very difficult.
After wearing out a welcome, staying with her brother in El Paso, Pizana met and married her second husband and gave birth to her second daughter, Andrea, who's an American citizen. But that marriage also turned violent.
Even over here, I have also suffered domestic abuse.
Catholic Charities Las Cruces immigration attorney Lauren Armstrong says it's a common scenario for women lacking legal status and basic English skills. And Armstrong says support services are harder to access in areas with border checkpoints.
We have victims of domestic violence who live on the Otero side of Chaparral community who can't get to court for order of protections against their abusers because they can't get through the checkpoint. We have people who are terrified to call law enforcement because they're afraid there will be inquiries made into their immigration status.
After 7 years of cleaning houses for cash under the table with her eldest daughter Cynthia, Pizana was able to get out of that abusive situation, but only with the help from people in the community, like a La Mesa farmer who took the Pizanas in.
He didn't want me to pay rent anymore, just clean the yard and collect pecans.
Pizana says every day she lives in fear of being deported and prays to God that she won't be separated from her daughters.
If somebody doesn't like you or somebody has a problem with you, the first thing they think about is, oh, I'm going to call immigration on you.
But Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, never came. Following 2 consecutive Obama executive directives in 2011 and then in 2012, ICE has prioritized the deportation of undocumented people with criminal backgrounds over families or those who came to the US as children. The president expanded the reach of that policy last week.
If you've been in America for more than 5 years, if you have children who are American citizens or legal residents, if you register, pass a criminal background check, and you're willing to pay your fair share of taxes, you'll be able to apply to stay in this country temporarily without fear of deportation. You can come out of the shadows.
According to the Catholic Legal Immigration Network, there are about 25,000 undocumented people living in just 10 counties in southern New Mexico. Attorney Armstrong says there are as many as 10,000 undocumented immigrants like Pizana who could benefit from the president's action.
We came to this country to look for a better future for my daughter and a good education. We have been waiting 19 years for an opportunity.
The action does not grant eligible undocumented immigrants like Pizana welfare benefits, green cards, citizenship, or pathways to them, but it will provide work visas, a way to pay taxes, and protections from deportation, though only temporarily. Many Republicans like New Mexico Congressman Steve Pearce are questioning the legality of Obama's action and are calling it amnesty.
We're rewarding behavior that is not in comport with the law. And that, anytime you do that, that is an amnesty. That is the official definition of amnesty, when people do not, when they're not held accountable for their actions.
According to the U.S. Department of State's visa bulletin, eligible Mexican applicants for U.S. residency are waiting between 18 and 20 years. Steve Pearce says executive orders are not fair to the people waiting and may encourage illegal immigration. But Pizana says people come to the US to escape poverty and violence. Though she says living in the US illegally is hard, it's better than Mexico, where she would not be able to access domestic abuse counseling or afford education or medicine for her daughters.
I am very appreciative of this country because I was able to help my daughters get ahead in life. This country has given me a lot.
Pizana says the temporary work visa will allow her to take on more clients and make more money. She says she might be able to afford a better place to live and maybe a more reliable car. But she's worried about the future and what will happen to her family when President Obama leaves office.
They are not going to separate us. we are going to be together forever.
All of Obama's executive directives providing relief to undocumented immigrants could be rescinded by an immigration reform bill or by the next president. For KRWG, I'm Simon Thompson.